Hello students, welcome back to another episode on modal verbs. Today we are going to look at two important modal auxiliaries and see how they function. First we will look at the modal auxiliary ought. Let's see how we use it in our language and in written English. So let's see. The first thing that we need to note about modal auxiliary is its meaning. Now, in case of ought is referring to a sort of moral obligation. It is used in the sentences to indicate a moral obligation, a societal expectation, a duty, or a desirability. That is what is accepted in the society. It is quite different from the obligation that is expressed with the help of modal auxiliaries should and must. Here we see an underlying expectation. So let us look at some sentences, some examples in order to understand where and when we use ought and how we should use it in our language. You ought not to speak to your parents in this manner. So here again you see that there is an expectation. There is a set code how one should behave with one's parents. So here we see that it comes across as a moral obligation, mind you, that the person needs to adhere by certain societal norms and rules. Let us look at the next example. We ought to love our neighbors. Again, an expectation that should be fulfilled, right? Now, please note that an idea of obligation is also used, like I mentioned in the introductory part itself, by should or must as well. But there is no underlying desirability or a societal expectation attached to it. So this difference should be kept in mind. Another important thing is with ought we always use to, TO2. We use the preposition to. We use it almost every time and we use it constantly. So often we see that it is referred to as ought to. We don't use only ought, but when we are indicating the modal auxiliary ought, we say ought to. So that is how important to is, and it is necessary for you to attach TO2 with sentences or with structures that contain ought in it. So let us move on to another important modal auxiliary, that is need. Now modal auxiliary need can also be used as a finite verb. In case of modal auxiliary, need is used mostly to indicate whether a thing is necessary, right? As a modal auxiliary, the meaning of need is to be obliged or be necessary. This should be kept in mind. Now, it is generally when we are using need as a modal, we use it in interrogatives. What do we mean by interrogative? When we are using it as a question, and we also use it in a negative form. What do we mean by these words? Let us look at the examples in order to understand this better. Need I tell him to go? So it is asking whether it is necessary for him to go. That is the simplified meaning. Here need is not referring to the meaning that we have of it as a finite verb. In the finite verb form, need means what? It means to want something, that something is required. But here need is used as whether it is necessary. Let us look at another sentence. He need not go. So it is not necessary for him to go. Next, I need hardly tell you. That indicates that you are already aware of the matters. I don't need to inform you about this, right? Next sentence, does he need to go so soon? Here again, need is referred to as what? Is it necessary for him to leave so soon? Now the difference between the meaning of modal auxiliary need and the finite verb need should be kept in mind. Do not mix the two, otherwise your sentences will become incorrect. Another important factor is when we are using need as a modal auxiliary, we generally do not use TO2 with it. Okay, so please do keep this small detail in mind. If you like my work, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such interesting grammar lessons. If you have any doubt or questions, please write it in the comment section. I would love to hear from you all. Thank you for watching. I will again meet you all in the next video.